How do I market my business? I advertise only on social media and any other free platforms. I don't pay for any advertising whatsoever because I really just haven't had to. As I said, word of mouth has been the biggest way that I have gained my client base. So you can pay for advertising, but there are so many platforms where you can advertise for free. And in our industry, I find that Instagram and Facebook are the best. And there's probably a lot of you out there that are really, really proficient on Instagram. I'm not the best with technology, but even so, it's really, really worked in my favor. So if I were to recommend any social media platforms for what we do, it would be Instagram and Facebook. And again, asking for the like and the share and asking people to share your work and get that word of mouth going, as I said earlier. How long does it take until you have a good client base and where clients are phoning you? This is 100% on you, you guys. So it's kind of like a tree with branches that go out. So the more practice you do, the more faces you work on, the more work you get out there that isn't just on yourself. You have to work on other people. Make sure you're putting that on your social media platforms. People are going to see it. The quicker that happens and the more that you do, people are going to start phoning and people are going to start contacting you, but they have to be watching what you're doing first, and that takes time. And believe me, even when you don't think people are paying attention to what you're doing, they are paying attention and they are watching. So the first thing you need to do is just start. Start putting your work out there, not just on yourself. If you want to practice on yourself, that's fine. But the work that you put out there for people to see shouldn't be work that you're doing only on yourself. Okay? That's super, super important. You know, this is an interesting question. So geographically, can an artist make money in a small town, or do you have to be in a big city? I'm going to say this about small communities. I live in Calgary, which is a really, really big city. We have over 1 million people here. And most of my clientele are actually in small towns outside of Calgary. And there's something to be said for small communities, because if you make a name for yourself in a small community, word of mouth spreads really quickly there. And then everyone wants to use you, because you're the one in that community that can do this job really well. Sometimes in a big city, you can get lost where there's so many other artists. So don't feel discouraged if you're in a small town. Make yourself the one. Make yourself the artist in that town that everybody wants to go to. You can do such amazing work in small communities. I am all for it, you guys. I am all for it. So like I said, with Calgary being a huge city, do I have a successful clientele here? I absolutely do. But the majority of my clientele is in the surrounding areas of Calgary that are smaller communities.